Hi, welcome to my review for Bleu is the Warmest Color, directed by Abdellatif Kechiche, a film that follows a young woman in her intense, passionate relationship with a slightly older young woman with blue hair. Bleu is the Warmest Color is a film that's been gaining a lot of buzz ever since it won the Palme d'Or at the 2013 Cannes Film Festival, something that's kind of a big deal. And knowing that this film won such a high accolade, I pretty much had no choice but to see it because, well, like I said, that is kind of a big deal. And you know what? I can see why. Now, with all that said, I do have a problem, and the key word is a problem. Not a number of problems, but just one. And for anyone that knows anything about this film, you probably already know what that problem is. And that, of course, is the sex scenes. Now, in general, I don't really have a problem with nudity or sex scenes or anything like that, as long as they are relevant to the film. And in some cases, these sex scenes are relevant to the film, but there's one in particular that I really felt was way too long. In fact, I would even say it was a little self-indulgent, and I really didn't like it. Now, it wasn't too long ago that I did see Alfonso Cuarón's Y Tu Mamá También, a film that had a lot of nudity, a lot of sex scenes. However, I believe they were actually very relevant to the story, very relevant to the characters to kind of showcase how animalistic these characters are. Unfortunately, I'm not quite on board with the sex scenes here, and it did take me out of the film. But besides this one speed bump, I believe this film to be pretty damn great. In Bleu is the Warmest Color, there are some amazing performances by two young actresses. Those are Adèle Exarchopoulos and Lea Seydoux. I mean, they are magnificent in this. There are some scenes involving those two that really left me speechless, and I'm not talking about the scenes that you might be thinking that I'm talking about, because I'm not talking about those. But no, really, these two actresses, they are phenomenal, especially towards the end of the film where they really show their strengths. And part of this is due because of how well these characters are written. I actually really did find myself engaged in their little conversations, in their relationship, and I wanted things to work out fine. And do they work out okay? Do they not? Who knows? You have to watch the film to find out, but I really did like their relationship. And what this film does so incredibly well is that it paints an overly realistic picture of society, human relationships, and what it's like to get older, to become an adult. And in a world where movies are so sugar-coated and everything is presented in such an overly sentimental way to manipulate its audience, this is so incredibly refreshing considering that it's just so honest. Overall, besides the overindulgence of the sex scenes, Bleu is the Warmest Color is a very well-directed film. It's got a great script, it's got characters that I genuinely did care for, and so yeah, this film is absolutely great. So with all that said, I'm going to give Bleu is the Warmest Color a very, very strong 4 out of 5. It's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, obviously, but if you're someone who has an open mind and you love art films, this is something that you have to check out if you haven't already. So with all that said, I'm Colyn Kirkland, and thank you so much for watching.